Alright, welcome back, ladies and gents. We're gonna see if the Samurai Carpenter still knows how to do woodworking. Because we got an atmospheric river outside, so I'm just not down with working in that. So I'm cleaning up the shop and I need to build a set of stools because these are looking pretty haggard. Scratched up, falling apart. Found these at a garage sale when we moved in here, so I've been staring at them and just going, ugh, I gotta build better stools. So I stacked some books on here because these are a bit low and I'm just trying to figure out the height. So I think I'm gonna settle on 27 inches tall and then go downstairs and start sketching something up. So I'm just gonna trace it out and then bandsaw cut them. Okay, so I've got my seat blanks here glued up. They're about 17 by 14. I haven't figured out the shape just yet, but I think I'm gonna go for like a kind of semicircular and then carve it all out, you know. So, as in woodworking, as in many other things in life, usually the simplest way to do things is also the best way. So, I just lay my pieces on top once I have my tenons cut, and then I just mark right where they are. You know, this saves a ton of time. So, I just do that, and then I just square the marks down here. And then for centering your tenon, I just do a few reference marks because I'm doing this on my mortiser. All right, just lay the tenon on top, trace it, that way you're centered. Okay, then we come over, clamp it in here. Now that my joints are fit here, I've got to clean up this little radius. So I just scribe where the shoulder sits. On all 4 joints. And then I use my little mini belt sander. Check this out. Get it going. Now to try and do that with a file and a sandpaper on a dowel or something, that would have just taken forever. All right, it's time to finish shaping up the seats here. Now I've done one up. This is kind of my template. I think I'm just gonna freehand all of them. So I've left it kind of full thickness, and you can see I tapered it down a little bit. So I'll just do a few little reference marks with a pencil, you know, to the finished thickness in the front, and then just draw a line to kind of, and then once I have that taper on there, then I just kind of carve it out.
This video has been made possible by my monthly sponsors: U2 Fasteners, Odie's Oil Wood Finishes, Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, and Princess Auto. If you want to see what these great retailers have to offer you, please check the links in the description box below. Thanks for watching.
The way I'm attaching the seats is I've countersunk 4 screws, 2 on each side, and I'm just using these universal screws by U2, just the universal deck screws, and putting a bead of glue on top. Set my seat in there, screw it from underneath, and then I'm gonna plug those, sand them flush afterwards, because I don't ever plan on taking the seats off, so I'd rather not have little screw holes, even though you can't really see unless you look under the seat. I'm the kind of guy that's gonna look under the seat, and I know there's other guys out there too, and so for those guys, I'm gonna plug the screw holes, all right? So always remember, if it needs a screw, screw you too. Now that everything's glued up, the last thing to do is to level out the feet. So I've got a little 3/8 strip here, and I'm just gonna trace it around the legs. I've put it on my table saw, which is a very flat surface. Oh, you know what that smells like? Success. Because I finally finished this project. Well, I'm finishing this project right now with some Odys, and that's always a good feeling because after that, it's done. You just let them dry and put them to use. So, I'm using the super duper oil, but I'm gonna use my little technique that I used out of the cabin. And I'm mixing it with the safer solvent. And I find that this just thins out the finish and makes it really easy to brush on. So I'm not really like measuring it or anything like that. I just put some in, about 50-50 maybe. Oops. And then I mix that together really good, and that thins out the oil like really thin, but the solvent helps penetration, right? So it thins the oil, and ideally Odys oil you want to put on in really thin coats and build it up to get the best finish. And that's why you kind of work it in. So I've got this nice and mixed here. And then this makes it go on like super easy, right? So this is gonna be my first coat, just to get in all the nooks and crannies and little crevices and stuff like that. And then we'll let that dry. It'll dry pretty quick because the solvent will just evaporate out of it. And the nice thing is about the Odys products is they're safe, right? They're all made out of natural, like therapeutic grade oils, and it smells amazing. and you don't have to worry about getting on your skin. I just wear these gloves because my hands get all sticky, right? But, you know, every other finish out there, you got who knows what kind of chemicals in there. And, you know, maybe it'll make the finish more durable, but I would rather have a safe finish that I know I can touch and breathe in and not worry about my life ending, you know, years before it's time because of all the garbage that I've been breathing in as a woodworker. So that's probably the number one reason. Like, the finish is just what I like, natural, hand-rubbed oil look, and it's safe. Like, you could put your food on it. And so, you know, in our trade, in the woodworking trade, everybody knows, like, it's just full of just toxic chemicals. Whether you're breathing in the sawdust, it's just toxic. All the finishes seem to be toxic. And yeah, I'm just trying to get back to the old school where things weren't killing you every time you worked with them, right? So, oh, look at that. That is just a thing of beauty. I love the sapele because, you know, when you're working with it, it kind of looks like, you know, it's kind of mahogany, just like a light brown. But man, when you put that oil on it, does it ever pop? Oops.